Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3, where, sadly, I don't think we're going to be getting a Demon Soul today. A Demon Prince Soul. My suspicion at this point is that if we went over to the Realm of the Sorcerer, the Ice Court would just beat us to the Prince Soul anyway. That's certainly not guaranteed, especially because there is so much randomness involved with that particular thing, but like, the odds are not in our favor. So I think let's just continue to play defense here. If Goldtooth does show up, we'll knock him out. And in theory, Goldtooth showing up this late into the portal cycle could actually mean that he's not able to run in at the very beginning of the next cycle. And next time we just go for the Demon Prince Soul immediately. Because apparently Goldtooth is not going to prioritize winning the game for whatever reason. Seems very strange to me. So that leaves us with one army that we really need to be paying attention to here, and one army that we need to rebuild. One thing that I am thinking is, actually, where is Goldtooth territory? Actually, better way to do this would probably be... Here we go.
I'll take everything you own. Nothing you can do about it.
Interesting. Where is the rest of your territory? Okay, so it is said that he has 11 settlements. But that's his capital? Surrounded by Chaos Warrior damage, it looks like. There's an army here, an army there. They have a settlement here with a pretty big garrison, so this must be an important one. Okay, they have more... Their stuff is just really scattered all over the place. Well, that makes this harder. What I was going to say is that I think maybe what we should do with Falco is have Falco go after the Goldtooth assets. But it's looking like that might be kind of complicated because they are absolutely everywhere. So wait, where are we on the map right now? Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. I got confused because I thought this bay was this bay. So I was like, where the hell are all my settlements? But okay, if we were gonna do this, Falco would have to like come back and go along the north. That's interesting. What are you up to, Casimir? Okay, but anyway, so yeah, we'd want to come up along here. We could mess with some of the Kislevite stuff, and then yeah, we would have to try to knock out some of... How are you even running armies? None of your settlements produce any income. Must be weird ogre mechanics. Okay, well... That's complicated. I mean, we could still do it. Yeah, maybe the move then for Falco is to go like up this pass. Just burn Kislevite settlements as we go. Come up the pass. Maybe intercept Casimir, but for the most part actually be heading toward Goldtooth territory and try to mess with Goldtooth's army as the next roar is occurring. I think that's a workable plan. Does Falco have movement this turn? Did we do this already? Okay. So I think there is a question regarding whether we want to stop and actually burn Zoishank. I suppose we can.
Of course.
Yeah, let's just make this stuff more of a pain for the Kislevites to reclaim. So we have an automatic victory here. We should probably just take... We're going to be moving through friendly territory for part of this. I'm debating. Maybe we should do this manually just to really minimize casualties. So these forces are not very strong. But the auto-resolver is probably going to give them a bunch of kills if we take the auto-resolve because they have so many ranged units. For whatever reason, the auto-resolver really likes to assume that ranged units are going to get to fire a ton of their ammunition in more or less perfect safety. So we can we can obviate some of that by just doing the things we always do. And our numbers advantage is going to be very interesting on this map. I'm curious how they will spread out. So it looks like there's a really easy cluster of, like if we start here and here, there's a really easy cluster of supply points that has a very natural path up to the top. And then we could also, like, the main supply point is actually really close to a couple of these entrances. So maybe we split the army into 3 pieces, like here, here, and here. And we can push up this way or up this way, whichever way makes sense. I like that a lot, actually. So let's actually look at the path and make sure that this makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So which thing goes where? Probably what I want to do is, like, let's have one group of normal melee units backed up by... Here, we'll group these. Backed up by a siege weapon. And then another group of warriors backed up by a siege weapon. We have some ranged units that can get, like, split into these groups. Is that how I want to do this? I think, yeah, that's fine. Divide the ranged weapons into these groups. And then on the other side, like, I think we want these to be the 2 positions that get the proper melee groups.
Eternal hunters.
And then over on this side, we can do some of our faster moving cavalry type units, like way up here. The question is, which entrance do I want to take? It's slightly easier to reinforce from this one, but also this one's further from everything, so I think let's do it over here. And do I want this just to be like all of the fast units? That's okay, right? Should be all right. So let's go ahead and mark you as group 3. And then we have flamethrowers and the 2 flyers. I think the flamethrowers are pretty slow moving, right? They're like infantry fast. They're relatively fast infantry fast. I might put... I'm just going to split them. One of you goes there, one of you goes here. So you can go with this group. This one can go with this group. And then I think actually I'm going to have... I probably want to keep the Plague Ridden with some of the melee, but I'm going to have Falco go somewhere else. Just to see if I can draw. Falco's fast enough and useful enough solo. I want to see if I can draw off additional defenders. Alright, let's do it. So, we don't have any idea how they are responding. Can we see towers? So they built 1 tower over here to guard the top. That makes sense. But it kind of looks like no towers anywhere else. They must have put up a barricade or something. Well, I mean, let's just march on the control point, and we'll change things up if we see actual units. But it looks like for right now, we don't actually have vision of the defenses. I'm gonna have our Plague-Ridden run up here because we need more information. Okay. Never mind, they're materializing. They devoted a huge amount of their overall force to stopping this cavalry move. Okay, yeah, weird. It just took an extra long time for them to fade in for whatever reason. Okay, well this is not a bad deal at all. Actually, this should be very easy for us. So we'll just do charges straight up. You 2 spread across, like, yeah, there should be fine. flamethrowers get up here too. Your deal's going to be pretty much the same. Okay. You plan to get in the middle. I don't know what your deal is yet. And then we zoom across to here where they have put up no defenses at all. Interesting. That being the case, I'm not going to change almost anything about this approach. We're just going to disregard. How fast are you? 75? You know what? I'm going to melee mode this thing at those ranged. It'll have to walk through some scourges. Oh, sorry. We should also probably, like, break the cavalry charge off, because, like, with the number of people they put up there, it's not a very good idea. I cannot believe they did this. You know what? Just back off and wait. Like, they could come get us, but my suspicion is they will turn and arrive at these other locations way late, and then we will punish them for doing so. I'm actually going to have Falco fly more up here. We'll have words with those fellows when we arrive. Look at the cowardice.
The Taliban lurches.
I think after we get in front of them here, I'm just gonna drop on them.
Gang.
I was hoping to hit them from this side, not like... He waited until they were past him to engage, which is really annoying.
Taliban, obey.
Yeah, he doesn't angle his swoop very harshly. So let's redirect all the melee to here, I think. I don't think there's going to be any of these dudes left. Yeah, they're getting mulched but good. Have we revealed any additional... Nope, they're just dead. Okay. Over here, there's been no move, really. I'm going to go ahead and cast a spell, I suppose. See no reason not to. And what I was looking for there really was what I should do with the Chaos Furies, but I don't know that we need to use the Chaos Furies yet. Let's go ahead and activate your personal regeneration sword and your opal amulet. Yeah, that should be enough. I might actually, let me, this is group 1. Let's realign the pink horrors. They're not needed for the rest of the move here. Is that a good idea? I want you to really think about what you're doing.
Greater demon.
Okay, some decent damage is being dealt there. Just go and eat these dudes, I guess. And maybe we just try to keep everybody busy. That was probably not the right... I should have dropped it on the damaged units. I was kind of hoping that they would be taken out a little bit more by the portal. And at this point, I think maybe it's time to reinitiate the charge. Okay, yeah, you got that under control. This victory point is ours. Those guys are permanently broken. So, let's move right on up the hill. This dude on a horse. He is a small unit. Okay. Not that it matters terribly. You know what? Yeah, just go for him. Let's have the range to just go straight at him. Over here, we can have these units probably just cap. I don't think we need to do anything else. And I suspect we are going to see our opponents surrendering in real short order here. Okay, so that's almost done. Yeah, we're going to take a little bit of fire as we claim this, but I I don't foresee it being a big deal.
Yes! Yes!
Almost done, almost done. Okay. Yep, they're trying to hurriedly construct towers, but I don't think they're, I think they're going to discover that they do not own the control points connected to those towers for very long.
Chaos warrior. You blaze.
Can't believe it's taking Falco so long to break these nerds.
Master of sorcery.
Come on, let's see the skull. There we go.
Of course.
Alright, so that's one more victory point that's ours. This one's coming close. Yeah, you just stay on them. I think that's probably fine. They are going to actually try some stuff here. They're trying to get some real damage in. And we can hopefully do something about that. I'm going to put the demonettes like on the back corner. I don't actually want them to charge, I don't think. We're going to have the flyer come up here as well. Because I think it's about time. Y'all turn around and do this. You fight there. You go ahead and just push, I guess. I mean, like, push. Why not? At this point, like, I don't think we have to be too concerned about these control points.
Move with grace.
Good charge, did some decent damage. Back it up here.
Feet is strength.
Here comes that stuff.
Putrid.
All of the healing. Let's move them forward a little bit because I want them in the circle.
Swords ruling. Twist and mangle. Throne of destruction.
There we go. So I don't know what the auto resolver was going to give us there, but my suspicion is it's more than 24 total losses. So we took some hits to the cavalry, but that's really it. And that's just, they had to run into the zone of a tower to put the pressure on the backside of that so that the enemy range would all turn around and stop being useful. So it's rough to be in the cavalry corps, it turns out. So we'll raise this, which will unfortunately eat the rest of Falco's movement for the turn. And then we'll move northeast and we'll raise the next thing that we are able to raise. We'll just carve a swath across Ice Court territory that the ogres are free to fill in if they want. And hopefully that will be enough to keep Erengrad more or less safe, because the Ice Court won't have territory to attack it from very easily.
That belongs to Proud Kislev.
Found a Cornate Zealot. I don't think any of the Zealots are any good. You have a skill point with which we will... So we have Master of Fates already. What do I do with this? We're probably not going to have any other Tzeentchian units in this army, so it doesn't really make sense to grab any more red line stuff, I don't think. We can get Firestorm. There's no reason not to, I guess.
My senses heightened.
Okay, and then I was talking about rebuilding the Third Army, given that there are still hostiles all up in our territory here. Let's have Cran come home and try this. Fingers crossed. Alright, I'm gonna have Alas go for it as well. The odds of hitting are not so bad. Okay, cool. And we definitely need to make sure this army is weakened enough that this plus Castalton is not a threat to the tower.
Taste thy pleasure.
That's probably not going to work, but we need the XP.
Shall fill the void.
Okay, yeah, no big surprise. And then I think we start building this army in the Forbidden Citadel for the same reason that we started building it there last time. He's got a bad hat. Huh. It's a very bad hat indeed if it spreads demonic corruption. So Fomenter versus Corpulent increases the effectiveness of charging and decreases the effectiveness of being charged. I guess if Fomenter doesn't do anything, so I guess Corpulent will be the way. And then I remembered last time there is a recruitment cost down plague. It's not good, but it does exist. I can't believe it's minus 5%. It's like, what if there was a bonus that you were only going to get on a tiny portion of your purchases, but also it was so small that you would never notice it, even if it was like almost everything. Wouldn't that be fun? I'm gonna grab a Nurglish Soul Grinder, and then what else do we want for this army? We're probably gonna try to do the same thing we did with it last time, where it's like a small number of relatively elite units that are enough to cause a lot of trouble. Maybe we just grab a bunch of ranged. It's like, what else? I could get some Slaneshi Soul Grinders, I suppose, if we want to commit to standing still one extra turn beyond the Great Unclean One, which I don't think is unreasonable. We're talking about a lot of income, though. A lot of upkeep cost, rather. I'll get one and also grab some ranged units, but I think they'll be the smaller ones so that we can recruit a couple more things. And then in 4 turns, this army marches out, and hopefully we still own the tower by then. And with that, I think we're done. Looks like we're done.
Let us lay the world to waste.
Not for free. I got no problem with laying the world to waste, but there's got to be something in it for me. So we're going to have to go look at Iglixis every single turn just to make sure that the Gold Tooth army hasn't appeared. I gotta say, I'm very surprised. I was really expecting them to show up basically immediately because, of course, why wouldn't they? And then we'd smack them down, and then we'd run for the Demon Soul. I don't really know who I think it makes more sense to be friends with. I guess, like, at this point, the Cornate factions are a little closer to us. Alright, the Tower of Crack is under siege. Can we get some more damage on these units? Because we might be able to repel this with just the garrison. It might not even be worth sending the second agent to do that. You can go for this. Okay, no big surprise. So... yeah, okay, that gives us an auto-resolve victory that I'm just gonna take.
Skulls for the skulls.
That's not even that Pyrrhic. Also, that's a lot of money. They fucked up real bad with that attack. I don't know what they were thinking. Okay, so Alas can come down here and maybe provide a little bit of cover for Falco. Oh no.
An ice witch bows to no one.
I mean, we can go ahead and throw some elbows here. I'll take that. That's cool.
It is fate.
So, like, through Ostrosk up through this pass, we might hit Hell Pit, or honestly, it's a walled settlement with a 20-unit garrison. I probably will not, actually.
Onward to change.
I don't love being next to this thing when it might spit an army out at any moment. Okay, well,
It is treason to command me.
that's maybe not great news. Let's go check Iglixis. Oh, okay. The gold tooth has shown up.
You know, I'm gonna devour you, right?
Who are you at war with that maybe would buy me into this war? Because the thing is, we could just declare. But, so you're not at war with any of my friendly like Cornate nations. But you are at war with the All-Seeing Eye and the Rapturous Excess. So if I'm going to do this... Right, the oracles? Yeah.
Your reality is ours.
Here's the deal. I will...
Yours to
Which one of these is join war against? Okay, I'll join your war. In exchange, we could become military allies, but you are still fighting some people I want to be friendly with, so I might just ask for money. Yeah, I'll do it for 3,000. That seems fine.
We won.
Okay. Well,
Once I was but a mortal of this world.
we crush him, and then I guess we can see about the other thing. So we are being told that this will be a valiant defeat. I suspect we're going to be fine. Now, Grease's Goldtooth himself, 84 melee attack, 51 melee defense, with what looks like both anti-large and a very small bonus versus infantry and a very impressive bonus versus large. Okay. That's a thing we got to be concerned about. Dude is badass, for sure. He's got some Noblar trappers who we could seduce. Got a lot of Gorgers. Armor-piercing anti-infantry units with a very high charge bonus. Truly terrifying. 59 melee attack, plus 20 bonus versus infantry, 62-point charge bonus. So very glass cannony, only 32 defense, no armor to speak of, not really that much HP. He's got some lions. These look like lions. So some cavalry type big war beasts. Some borrowed terracotta sentinels, giant statue units. Some lead belchers, yeah, definitely a concern, and some scrap stuff. Well, I mean, I will take a unit. Oh, sorry. I will take a unit just to make my life easier. We can have the Noblars receive a charge or something. This does not look trivial. This looks like it's going to be tough. The Slanesh Soul Grinders should be quite good against those big, scary charging ogres, I would think. We just have to make sure they don't get charged themselves. I think we're going to lose a lot of infantry here. It seems like we're going to lose a lot of infantry. Remember, spear troops that are holding position facing a charging opponent generally deny that opponent the charge bonus. So, although ogres have a thing that lets them keep some of it. So that can help. Our marauders will be good at receiving a charge. But this is going to be tough. Okay, so... yeah, that's pretty cool. What does cumbersome mean? Okay. Yeah, they got some cool stuff. There's no two ways about that. My hope is that we can do enough economic damage to them by campaigning through their home territory that they're not able to run a bunch of armies full of big, impressive stuff. Okay. do some of this. You get over here, hide behind this thing. The Glixus can be safe for the moment. I think we probably put all of the cavalry behind the cliff here. Okay, it's gonna make my life difficult for no reason.
Sin and depravity.
The flamethrowers probably also, like, we're going to have to sort of like boil out once they get close enough and deal with them then. The Noblar trappers, like I said, we use them to break a charge. So what we would like to shoot at is big, poorly armored units. Yeah, at this range, you don't have the precision necessary to like shoot a single war machine. Okay, they are throwing rocks. We have some defenses here. Yeah, these things are poorly armored and susceptible to the damage. I wonder.
On to pleasure.
I'm gonna try to run you up here. Okay, they're trying to hit a Glixus, which is good news for us. He's too far away for them to do that well, and also
I see.
that means they're not firing into our massed melee units. Alright, I am going to go ahead and drop a... oh, she's in Leadbelcher territory already. Jeez, their range is not bad. This may have... Yeah, you know what? Never mind. I was going to run up and try to drop some whips on them, but the range on the whip is too short for that to be a good idea.
Divine dance.
Okay, here we go. They've decided that the damage is great enough that they would now like to actually engage in combat. We're gonna have to turn these units. Okay, so they want to do this. In particular, we need to have... Do I want to try to maybe we try to make it all the way up here? I don't know if we're fast enough. But I don't necessarily think it's a good idea for us to try to fight uphill. I might have the Soul Grinders pursue, like come around the side here and continue firing, because the big benefit of that is that if they don't dramatically move their Noblar scrap launchers, we get a position where we can potentially just have the Nurgle Soul Grinders charge them. So yeah, you go this way. The Noblar trappers will have run up in front of everybody else. I don't think I changed anything else right at this moment. Maybe we have a Glixus move.
A place of conquest.
And actually, they're separating enough here that I feel comfortable doing this. Okay, yeah. We're gonna melee mode. Just eat that. Ah, some of their sneaky gorgers were on this side. Okay, that's interesting. Well, I think that's fine. Let's have the two Slaanesh Soul Grinders run up here as well. This will be the Soul Grinder side of the battle. I might have a Glixus report to this side too. Yeah, because really what we want to be doing is like anti-larging them as much as possible on these units. We can break these things down really quickly if we can just get on them. And in fact, I might have the Heartseekers come over here too. We can maybe do like a really dramatic sweep around on their ranged. while the poor melee try to survive the other things that are going on. Oh, they're turning some of their force around, but not all of it. Interesting. Okay. So... I wonder, should we just abandon the high ground? Because, like, clearly what they're gonna do, to some extent, is just, like, crossbow and lead belch us from the high ground, and that is going to be annoying to deal with. So maybe I want to keep some of my... Yeah, I probably want to keep some of the spears at least up here, but maybe we need to pull some of the melee troops back. So I didn't send the Chaos Warriors up there because I didn't want them receiving charges. Let's try pulling a couple of the units of melee back, but I still want to send some up there. You should go up there with them. The flamethrowers can probably do decent work up here. And then, like, also the pink horrors. They're going to get us to divide our army in half, and I don't know if this is a good idea or not.
My next target.
The Scourgers are scary units to have the amount of stealth they have.
Sensuous diversions.
Hit him in the back. Okay, so we now need to launch some stuff here. One thing that would probably be really helpful is if I had cast Phantasmagoria like 4 seconds ago. As it is, it's not going to happen in time. What we can do, we could throw up a frenzy. This is not going to be very good against anything in their army because they all have such low unit counts. So per body damage spells are going to be kind of crummy. An acquiescence isn't a bad idea. Those Gorgers are half dead already. I'm going to throw up a quick acquiescence on this thing, and we'll see if we can't just kill it really fast. I think we should be able to. And then from there, what I might have her do is just challenge the other scrap launcher crew. I don't want her to get lead belched, but also she's very fast. I'm going to try to make it over there. I don't know, you two have some weird movement arrows here. I'm just trying to make sure everybody's actually doing the thing they're supposed to be doing. Okay. Yeah. All right. You're still moving. You got to understand, I'm a little nervous, so apologies about the very large amount of pausing. Actually, you know what? I'm going to run over here real quick. I'm going to blast Locust of Grace onto these troops, and actually, charging the Saber Tusks is not even a bad move.
Hear the discordant choir.
Okay, these are Gorgers? Yeah. That's not such a big deal. All right, you try to get in on them. At this point, your move is try to provide some kind of flanking, I think. Just do damage. Do whatever damage you can. You are definitely supposed to be attacking. Okay. Once again, unit flag nowhere near where the unit actually is, because why would anything work in a way that makes sense? All right. I'm going to throw this up to try to screw up their leadership. Well, that's probably not going to happen. Whatever. It'll probably catch some of them out of melee range, and we can harass briefly. Y'all probably can just break this Saber Tusk pack if you can hit them before they make contact, and then can probably wheel around and hit the Noblars. And it looks like we have contact up here. Yep, Gorgers. In a pretty unenviable position, Gorger-wise, in my opinion. They've gotten way too close to us and are not actually in charge mode. You fall back, try to push those ones. If we can catch them before they are able to actually initiate a charge, it's gonna put us in a really good spot. Your plan is still that. Your plan becomes a little more out there flanky. And you... Was this where I told you to go? Back up a little bit. Okay. Oh my god, that spell takes 100 years to go off. What are you doing? Your targets are over here. Okay, that's working. That's excellent. Let's try to get the Nurgle Soul Grinders out a little bit. So Blixus is holding for the moment, but we do have to be careful. These enemy units do enough damage that they could put a big hole in us very quickly. So we gotta be very smart here. All right, Celestial Dragon Crossbowmen, huh? Armored and shielded. Melee attack and defense, not bad for an archer unit, honestly. I do not think that these units are going to be able to kill them, but they are going to be able to do so. They are going to be able to stop them from shooting for a minute while we figure things out. Okay, so the units of flamers did the thing that I figured they were going to do. They drew the attention of this guy, making it a little bit easier for us to push in on them. That unit of Noblar trappers broke instantly, not a huge surprise. You're not immune to poison, are you? I hope not. So yeah, you stay on that. Okay. And you know what? I think I am going to go ahead and blow the horn here because I think it's actually pretty relevant. I don't usually like to use that ability. All right, so let's pull the cavalry units out of there and see if we can't refocus them a little bit. You are also a cavalry unit.
Onward then.
The lead belchers are not turning, and we're gonna... Oh, now they're turning. Well, shit, should I just charge them? 58 armor, 29 melee defense. Yeah, fuck it. Get over there and help with this. This is an important project. Do I want to... Actually, slicing shards can be a little underwhelming with how little total damage it does and how much it spreads that damage out, but I think this is a really good situation for it. Right, let's pull you this way. I'm going to try to reform the melee nearby if we can get them to pull back. Glixis is doing wonderful, wonderful work here. The two Slaanesh soul grinders probably got to stay right where they are. Okay, we got some damage out of that. Hold up. What's this? So this will make all of my units have incredible stats. Sounds good. I'm into it. Okay, this is working out just fine. The Noblar trappers are broken. You need to do the thing. Yeah, we are absolutely getting this dirge. I might, at this point, start moving up the hill. I think we have some units over here who can do some good work. We'll keep the shooters in. We do not need this many units of spears on this either. I'm gonna try to pull 2 of them out. I think 2 units of spears holding it in place while the horrors shoot at it should actually be enough. And we keep the poison on, of course.
Guided by hunger.
Now, one thing we have not done at all is damaged Greasus. He wandered into the spears of his own accord.
Consume them!
So we might be able to get that. Alright, hold up. We must withdraw this unit of Heartseekers. Actually, you know what? If they could just refocus on the scrap launcher in right away, that would do a lot of good work for us. We have some breakage on the lead belchers, but gosh, actually, the flanking maneuver I was gonna have these troops up here do is probably not even productive. These their troops in the back line broke way faster than I anticipated they were going to. I guess you don't really have a, like, it's not faster to go around the other way, though. Yeah, just run into these dudes because I don't think the, Chaos Furies are going to get the job done. If you're alive, does it make sense for you to go back and fight the terracotta thing? I think so. But do it as a melee unit. And just, like, burn your health in support of our troops. Alright, Croesus Goldtooth is cornered. We managed to get the Nurgle cannons out. I'm going to take them out of melee mode. They can just, like, fire pot shots at Croesus Goldtooth here. So we have some Iron Fists left. It looks like the Gorgers are in pretty bad shape. We've mostly killed the Gorgers. Our poor Soul Grinders are paying the price, but one problem at a time. Actually, you know what? Do that. That unit should be well positioned. Their cannons are so angry at my Soul Grinders. It's wild. Okay, get some breakage there.
Seekers of Slaanesh!
Seeking sin.
That's enough charge. That's enough charging. Go ahead and get the hell out of there.
Yes. Surging on. Agonizing death.
Okay. So we got some charging, we got some braking going on.
For the dark gods!
Like, kinda everybody just do this. Elixis is chopping up that Sentinel. Actually, the Sentinel's dead. Elixis is chopping up the one remaining Gorger. Oh, there's Croesus Goldtooth completely surrendering. This thing probably, yeah, this thing is unbreakable. Cannot be compelled to surrender. But it can be compelled to do that. Oh, that's unfortunate. You guys okay? No, they don't. It doesn't look like they are. Okay. Well, we got there. We did do the damn thing, finally. The thing we intended to do from the start. So one of the Slaanesh Soul Gorgers got really low. One of the units of cavalry we nearly lost. It looks like we hold on to all of our units in total. Although at health levels low enough that it may make sense for us to do some resummoning here and there. And then I guess from here we can go to the Realm of the Sorcerer. Maybe the Ice Court won't get the job done. And so Croesus Goldtooth is not allowed to attempt this again for 15 turns, which doesn't impact his ability to go on the next roar probably, but does mean that we won't see him back up here in 5. So we just hope. We just hope that the Ice Court is really turning in a terrible performance over there in Siechland. I can't imagine with how the auto resolver seems to treat those troops. I suspect they're doing just fine. Okay. Income from all building. Income from trade up is really cool for most factions and does actually nothing for us. I think I'm gonna do a replenishment turn before we step through the portal. Because I think if I don't, I'm really going to regret it. This is rough, and I don't really want to use my units this way, but it's like if we traverse, we don't really get to know. That's the main island, right? Ah, shoot. Yeah, we can't actually know whether it is safe for us to travel across. But I do think we're probably on the clock enough that it makes sense to just do this. Oh, Korn is right. I forgot about that. That doesn't affect this army, but that's a weird place to move the camera because that's not where that is. It's over here. So wait, where's Katarin? Katarin's up here. And we know that this teleporter has the L over it, which is like the one piece of information we got last time, but we didn't learn where the other half of that teleporter pair is, so it's not really useful. Ah, well. So we're gonna get attacked by this army.
Will burn.
Please let me... Why am I not allowed to select this army? There we go.
I serve only the changer.
That's not so bad, actually.
Kislev's fallen champion.
And we can just take a full heal from the first one of these that we hit, so...
Adequate destruction.
We're probably going to have to do a little bit of unit recruitment, but we'll be fine. So would we have had enough time to complete the Realm of the Sorcerer and then go play defense? Honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure that we would have. Am I taking a unit of Chaos Furies? I hate that these are 2100. Honestly, I think I'd rather have a unit of Blue Horrors than a unit of Chaos Furies. Yeah. Alright. I am certain we can win this battle. I am not certain we can win this battle with no casualties, but we are definitely going to win. So at the beginning of the battle, I think I will probably drop back the injured Slaneshi Soul Grinder and the damaged unit of Cav, but I think I'll keep everybody else up. I mean, listen, Spearman, I'm sorry, but this is your job. Your job is to stand in the front and eat shit, basically. And the damaged Nurgle Soul Grinder can still work. So I'm gonna put y'all way at the back of the battle here.
Death through sensation.
And then these enemies have a range advantage on us. They have a fair number of ranged units. Or sorry, they have a mid-range advantage on us. Obviously, we have the range advantage with these Soul Grinders. But I don't think that they have it in a way that matters at all. Like, I think we just go ahead and
Followers of chaos.
match up and fight them hand to hand, because I do not think they have any chance of surviving in close combat with us. Don't really know what to do with you yet. Okay. Good enough for me. So first things first, you are on withdraw mode. Yeah, just get the heck out. You two should focus on a relatively dense grouping of enemies. I don't know, like here? Actually, the Chaos Spawn of Siege are a high priority target for sure. Do these Forsaken have... Oh, they do have Frenzy. Yeah, alright. Let's do it like that. And I'm gonna have her ride out and drop some
I can't
some anger.
These fools know not with whom they dance. I am immortal chaos.
on to pleasure. Onward then.
Okay, get some real damage in there. Ow.
Divine dance.
Hey, I didn't tell you to stop. Go.
The Prince of Chaos rises. Faster, quicker.
The demon prince.
So they're definitely going to try some shit with their Chaos Furies here. It's important to me that they not be allowed to get in on us too much. I don't think that the Spear Troops are going to have any trouble dealing with Chaos Furies or anything. It's just, you know, we should minimize their effect. You should probably fall back a little earlier than your friend does. And out here to this side, I feel pretty comfortable. These are anti-large, specifically anti-large. Wait, how good? Their bonus versus large only takes them up to 50 attack, which is not... I'm not actually concerned. Do I want to just spawn my own flyers on this side to be... You know, I'm going to spawn my flyers on these units. I'm not worried about their Chaos Furies, but we can slow down the spawn. Okay, I think this should be pretty much over already. Yeah, this stuff's going to be a little bit more complicated because they are going to surround us and attack us from weird angles. Maybe you run back here as their ranged troops approach. And you probably... We could Phantasmagoria... Oh, wait, do I not have... I don't have the Overcast, so we don't get the long version. But I could still Phantasmagoria right here and just try to hold a bunch of their troops at a distance. I don't know that that makes sense, though. I think they do worse than we do in close combat. Maybe we try to lead them. That feels very silly. I think you just wait.
Luscious deviants.
Heart Seekers of Slanesh!
These fancy Chaos Knights at Siege are not going to last very long. Jeez, yeah, wow. That was even more dramatic than I thought it was going to be. So, I might just have a unit of spears run out there and meet them, or it might be the case that it makes more sense. I'm gonna have you run out this way. It might be the case that it makes more sense to just have the ranged troops try to gun them down as they approach. You can turn and fire on them as well. You should probably just shoot at whoever you can hit from here. And I think if we're gonna do a slicing shards, like we've got the setup now. As more of their troops are headed into this area, I think it is something like this. Let's hope. And your orders are to go over here because it will let me fire your locusts in a useful way.
The darkest of desires.
Oh, cool, a thunderstorm. So it's a smallish bombardment spell. I don't know what the hell these things are doing. But here, we'll do it like this. Let's hope that we hit their lord to some degree. So yeah, they ran their flamers directly into us for reasons that I can't really fathom. Spears, 8 charges. Yeah, this is all pretty good. Let's have you just poison this unit of Forsaken. Okay. We can do a little wraparound and flank move here, and like on this side, I don't know that we need to do very much else. Okay, their unit stopped just short.
I see.
Getting some decent damage out of that.
Moving. Come to me. I move. Delighted to. Their flesh is my canvas.
We cannot refuse.
The aesthetics are lethal.
Just hit him once, push right through. And then she can get around here and provide some very valuable flanking. Let's speed up. Glixis has run out of people to murder on this front, it looks like. Okay, we can pull you back. So yeah, Glixis just like drops down on some blue horrors or something. I don't love that these Chaos Knights are not permanently broken. We probably don't need a Glixis over here. I think this is probably under control without a Glixis' intervention. So yeah, maybe just go chop these dudes up. Buddy, there we go.
Behold my divinity!
Deliver unto Slaanesh. Extravagant despair.
Charge bonus up even further.
Driven by pain! For Slaanesh himself!
Can finish this thing off real fast. Chaos Spawn do not surrender. They must always be fully killed.
Torture, sweet kiss.
Okay, cool. You can just come over here. Iglixis has elected not to continue fighting. The problem is we're putting their units down so fast that I have to keep issuing new orders. Yeah, fire into those. You should also fire into those because it's like the only thing they have left. Almost everything here is broken. I think this army is about done.
Supreme demon!
Iglixis, my dude, go. Okay,
Repositioning!
there we go.
At once!
Okay, that wasn't so bad. The Flamers caught a little bit more of a Chaos Spawn charge than I thought they were going to. I really thought that unit of Spawn was going to just crumble. But yeah, in the end, pretty good. And like I said, we know that the event nodes here can be used to get a full heal, so we'll just take a full heal. And we managed to keep every unit alive, so we don't have to do any rebuild. Right? Didn't we? 4, 4, 8. Yes, that's all of it. So then we're just playing like Portal Whack-A-Mole with the Ice Court and praying that they don't find the right route. We have no idea if they have information or if they're just hitting stuff randomly. So we hope for the latter. We hope the answer is hitting stuff randomly and also poorly. And in the interim, we're making money and...
And I am all-powerful.
What is your deal? You want me to... No, I do not think that's a good idea. Okay. The Earthing Rod creates a miscast. Oh, it makes you immune to a miscast. That's very whatever.
Prince.
Let's go ahead and hit this. Take the instant full replenishment, then we'll just jump in whatever. Oh, I should have run over here and finished off. I didn't realize that the army fled instead of being destroyed. It doesn't matter. Our friend Falco here did not get attacked, which I was concerned about. So this is a pretty crummy army, backed up by a 12-unit garrison, though. It's not a trivial victory. We can try to just run past, but I don't know that I... So this is pretty good. We got a big siege going on over here, so that's going to draw some of their attention. I do think that we've managed to turn their eyes away from Erengrad for the most part, which is excellent news. And in 5 turns, we'll be able to actually pursue this final upgrade, which would be very nice to have. It's also extremely expensive. A thing I wasn't really thinking about, but that we actually could do, is we could use this portal to jump. There is a portal right there. We could traverse the rifts to that location. Is there one that's a little bit more like friendly territory but still near Goldtooth stuff? Yeah, with this one we'd be in less immediate danger. We'd cross the cliffs of death here and hit This is their capital, yeah? And then from there, we could figure the rest of this stuff out. We gotta remember, we are at war with the Cathayans, and that hasn't mattered yet, but it is going to if we're over here. I don't hate that. I think that's the move. So, sorry, let me... There we go. Refocus the camera, take you out of march mode. We're just gonna do a little traversal. Oh, only the faction leaders allowed to bounce over the rifts. Okay. Are you within movement of me? No, probably not. Well, I guess at this point I've spent enough movement that I can't hit that settlement right now anyway, so I'm just gonna replenish for a turn. That'll get us pretty close to full, and then we'll maybe move on Ostrosk next turn? Maybe. They really don't want you using these rifts for anything interesting. We are going to run you all the way out there. Cran can come down here to help. You can just try to kill this nerd. There we go. Critical success, in fact. Good stuff. Okay. And then... So we have a couple of movement, or a couple of recruitment spaces open here. We're sitting still for 2 more turns. What do we want to grab? I think I want at least one of these units. And then here, maybe it's like just basic infantry. I kind of think like a couple units of spears to keep everything else, to give everything else like a core to work around. It's not a bad idea. Plus, I think we get a lot of value out of these units of spears relative to their upkeep cost. Okay, let's run one more sequence of enemy turns here, and then call it for the day. Very pleased to have actually defeated Grease's Goldtooth. Oh, hey, look! Volgograd has the capital marker around it, which means that Kislev must have fallen. That's very interesting. So yeah, Kislev might be pretty much on the back foot for a little while here. Still not doing it. I wasn't going to do it for 1,500. Why would I do it for 12? Where was that I just saw? Okay. Cool. Lots of Ice Court hostile armies heading into this area. That makes me making a move at Fort Ostrosk actually way more valuable, right?
I serve only
because that'll leave all of this stuff without defense. Like they have some armies up here, and they could try to run east. But yeah, I think this is very promising for anti-Ice Court shenanigans, which obviously are not my main concern at this moment. Anyway, I think that's got to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We probably are not going to get this Demon Prince soul, but I still have high hopes that we're gonna pull this victory out. So come back next time tomorrow for the next step of that, tomorrow hopefully, and we'll see you then.